Margo Cox, and I have known Tina since grade school and high school, and then we went on to Ohio State and we were roommates for 3 years.
Hi, my name is Jenny Tripp, and I have known Tina since we were in high school. We were a 4-H connection together. We got to know each other through 4-H and different activities at the fairgrounds and those kinds of things. And then we found each other as roommates in my sophomore year at Ohio State.
Hi, I'm Tracy Smith, and I met Tina prior to going to Ohio State. We signed up to be roommates together because we were from Butler County. And look at it. I mean, we had so much fun, right? So we're going to get into all that here in a minute. So I have a couple stories to share. I know the family has asked me to just share some stories about how awesome Tina was. And it's hard because we're on a time frame here. I mean, we could talk probably all day, all week, but we got to just minimize it. So I have a funny story for the boys, Clay, Carter, and Carson. So your mom and dad were dating. Okay. So we're college roommates, right? And they had a big event to go to. So well, let me set the stage first. Pretend there's no cell phones, right? No social media, right? I know, it's hard to imagine, but boys, come with me on this, okay? So we don't have that. We have these old-fashioned things that are hooked onto the wall, right? So, okay, so your mom is at your grandparents' house in Butler County, and she's waiting for Mike to show up. Now, Mike always had, like, the coolest rides and, like, the coolest new toys and gadgets and stuff. When we were in college, we were like, oh, that's so cool. And anyway, so he calls your mom at your grandparents' house, and Tina's talking to him for like ever, and they had a big event to go to, like a wedding or a thing that was timed, and they had to dress up and be there. And Mike is like, in her mind, kind of taking too much time, and so she's like, "Come on, you got to get here." And he is going on and on and on about his job, on and on and on about every little detail, and she's getting more agitated, more irate, more upset, and she's like, "Would you please just get here?" And he's like, "Just look out in your driveway. I've been waiting for you the whole time." Guess what? He had a cell phone before anybody else had cell phones. He had been in your grandparents' driveway the entire time talking on this they used to be real big, like a big giant box. I should have brought one. I should have brought one for you guys. But anyway, that was my funny story for you. But to me, Tina was fun, and Mike was fun. Like, they were just hysterical, fun people to be around, silly, and just, that's my fun one story for you.
Tina was hilarious. Tina was comical. Tina was a joy. She always had a smile on her face, and she always made us smile with her daily, minute by minute. I think that's the primary memory I have of Tina is joy, hilarity, laughter, fun, goofiness, silliness, and practical jokes. And one of the practical jokes I have to share is Tina and Rachel. I was the new roommate, by the way. These friends and ladies had all been roommates for Tina and Margo together for a year. Then Rachel and Tracy joined in the next year, and then I joined as the final roommate in our sophomore year or their junior year. So I was the new roommate on the scene, and of course there were some initiation rites. There were some things that went on that were sort of prankster stuff. I can't remember them all because it was probably a daily thing. There was probably at least a daily thing for us to share. But clearly I'd been in and out and not there enough, according to my roommates, that I was sleeping in my bed often enough. And so Rachel and Tracy and Tina all decided that they were just going to move my bed out of my room and to some other place, which I can't remember where they stored it. Probably was Tina's room. If I had
it was
to
right
remember.
across the room.
Yes. And so while I was not in the apartment, they moved all of my belongings out of my room, and I came home to my empty room, not knowing where my things were. Now, this is just...
It was epic.
This photograph exists not because I was there to do it, but because Tracy took my camera.
I'm the idea girl.
Rachel and Tina took my bed. And so that was it was just one memory, 1 second in time. We could go on with lots of other stories, but she was a wonderful person. And not only was she funny and joyful, but she was kind and sweet and generous. And I was a better person to have been able to be a roommate with her and know her and love her like we all do. So.
Yeah, and I would agree with all of that. And I would also say the thing that comes to mind for me is that she was just genuinely kind. She never had a bad word to say about anyone. And she was just hilarious. Like one of the memories that will forever stick with me from Ohio State is that some boys from Edgewood came up to meet us. This was our freshman year, and we went to a party. They got there before I did. We were in this old house, and it was just a bunch of people drinking, and she was so funny because the Paul Simon, it was "You Can Call Me Al" was the song, and she was walking through the house and screaming it into the vents. "You can call me Al," and I will never forget it. Every time I hear it, I think about Tina and just how much fun she was. So yeah, and we shared a lot of things together, even in high school too.
But that's something Tina always did, was
Yeah.
break into song,
Yeah.
do a dance, have
Absolutely,
a pose,
yeah.
strike a pose, always.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've never seen a photograph of Tina that she isn't striking a pose, doing
Yeah.
something, smiling at any point in time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I love about the pictures of Tina, is that every picture captures her and her funny sense of humor and her sweetness. We were good roommates together. The
think
year
so
that the
too,
five of us were roommates together,
was
and
a good
we're
year.
missing our good friend Rachel today, just due to circumstances and traveling. But we did lots of funny things together. And one of the funny things
yeah.
we did together, which wasn't funny at the time, we were being genuine, but we had a coupon.
We thought it was a great idea.
I think it was just
Yeah.
a $5 sitting fee at Lazarus.
In the 1980s, boys, this is how you took the pictures. They were on these little square things, and we had cameras. We didn't have the phones.
Yes.
That helped them out.
Yes, it's
Notice the 1980s hair
Yes.
going on.
Right? Woo, look at those bangs.
So we
Yeah.
went to Lazarus for a sitting and posed just as a family would and they
Like
just
this.
And
Like a family would.
so these classic photographs became timeless as our roommate picture day, and so this is what we did. So
I'm so proud of them.
we had a good time and had a lot of fun.